Okay, so this is notes for transformations of quadratic functions. We're going to do it out of vertex form. So as you can see, we have a rule for A, we have a rule for H, and we have a rule for K. So A, as we know, determines how the parabola will open. Positive A, it opens up. Negative A, it opens down. All right. And if A is negative, that makes it a reflection over the x-axis. So that's one of your transformations there. If A is negative, it's a reflection over the x-axis. Okay. If A is a number greater than 1, then that's a vertical stretch. And if A is a number less than 1, then it's called a vertical compression. Okay. So those are the three things that A does. Now, H is the number being added or subtracted to X inside the parentheses. It is the X value of the vertex, but a horizontal transformation is backwards. So if H is positive, then it will shift to the right. If H is negative, then it will shift to the left. And that's all that we're going to worry about. That's it. Okay. So remember, a horizontal shift is backwards. Okay. Now K, that's your vertical shift, and it's pretty much self-explanatory that if K is positive, it's going to shift up. And if K is negative, it's going to shift down. Okay. All right, so now we're going to fill in this table by naming the vertex, naming the transformation, the horizontal transformation, naming the vertical shift, and then if there's a reflection or not, and then if it's a vertical stretch or compression. Okay. So just to kind of make some things a little easier for us here. All right, this is a horizontal transformation. So let me write that down, horizontal. And then up and down is a vertical translation. Okay. All right, so let's do it to it. So the first thing it wants us to name is the vertex. So the vertex, this is H, and this is K. But remember, when you pull out H up here in our notes, it says to use the opposite value for H. Okay. So since that says X minus 2, that means that the H value is actually just positive 2, and K is what you see, negative 4. So there's your vertex, 2 comma negative 4. All right, so since I have X minus 2, that means it's going to shift right 2. Okay. And then since I have a translation of negative 4 for K, that's going to be down 4. There is a reflection. It's vertical because A is negative 3 right there. And then since A is 3, the negative just worries about the reflection. So that's negative A. But here, A is 3. So that's going to be a vertical stretch. It's always going to be vertical. That's all we're doing. So vertical stretch. Okay. All right, the second one. This is H. This is K. So I use the opposite value of H. So that's negative 2 comma 4. All right, so now I shift left 2. Remember, H is always backwards. And then up 4. K always tells the truth. There is no reflection, none, because in this case, A is positive 1. So no reflection. And then I also have no stretch or compression because A is 1. Okay. Now here's H, here's K. So positive 11 for H and positive 6 for K. So that's going to shift right 11. It's going to shift up 6. There is a vertical reflection because A is negative 1. And then since A is 1, there is no stretch or compression. All right, now for the fourth one. Okay, now for the fourth one. So we're going to make, oh, well, here we go. There's A, there's H, there's K. So the vertex, I use the opposite of H, so I'm going to use negative 5, and K, I use what I see. All right, so that's going to tell me to shift left 5. It's going to tell me to shift down 1. So down 1. And I have no reflection, none, because A is positive 2. But since A is 2, that's a vertical stretch. And there you go. On to number 5. So once again, there's A, there's H, there's K. I have to use the opposite of what I see for H, so that's a positive 4. And K is 5. So I'm going to shift right 4, and I'm going to shift up 5. I have no reflection because A is positive. And since A is a half, that's in between 0 and 1. It's smaller than 1. That's going to be a vertical compression. All right, so that's the end of the notes. And you should have a practice sheet to work on in classroom reinforcing this topic. Thank you.